Welcome back to Path to Mastery. Sorry my voice is a little bit lower than usual. I have a really nasty cold right now. And I have been very sick recently, so my videos have kind of not been normal. I've been putting up a lot of other Let's Plays and stuff like that instead of StarCraft content, just because I have a big backlog of that. And I like having videos come out every day. So, there's that. I, today, want to talk about my new build that I put up yesterday from Serral. Now, I've been changing builds constantly this season, and I can't really pick one that I like. And now I finally found one that I feel is really fun to play, and I like how it opens up in ZVT. It's from a Serral build, that one that he used against Hero Marine in Katowice. This is one of my favorite. I'm sorry. This was Bunny against Home Story Cup. This is the build that he used against Bunny in Home Story Cup after the new patch that we're playing right now. So I kind of want to talk you over the first 5 minutes. That's my target. I'm not trying to get farther than 5 minutes, which I'll show you kind of what's going on with this build. And I'm going to talk you through it as I play it, so it might not be perfect. But let me see here. Let me get into this.
Good luck, have fun.
So your first overlord is going to go towards your third, towards their tech, and then run away. So this first overlord is actually a really important that you don't lose it.
We require more minerals.
So you have to kind of be very careful, because we're going to go for, we're going to skip the 17 overlord, and we're going to get a really quick third hatchery instead. So what we're going to do, so we're going to take a 16 hatch, because I'm going to basically supply block myself to a point where I want, we're going to take a 16 hatch, because I want to hit a point in this supply. Oh crap, I might have put this down too late. Hold up.
We require more
Perfect.
minerals.
Okay. So 16 hatch.
You need more minerals. In my day,
Where's
we
the
mined 8
empty?
minerals at a
There
time.
she is. Okay. We're going to take a
Not
16
enough
hatch
minerals.
on this, because we are going to supply block ourselves. Alright, two. There she is.
You need more minerals. In my day, we mined 8 minerals at a time.
I messed up. Messed up already, but okay. All right. Let's kind of just start over. Okay. So let's see.
GG.
So the beginning of this is kind of what I wanted to do. I can't really talk about it yet because I'm not comfortable with this build. But we're gonna take a 16 hatch, and we're gonna skip our 20 or our 19 overlord, and we're gonna go all the way up to 22 on our supply. So it's gonna be 16, 18, 17. Then while I'm waiting for this, I'm going to be checking to see if each of my patches actually only has 2 drones on each, because the rally point makes it so that one of these 2 patches always has a third drone mining if you don't rally it out quickly. Your first overlord, because you're going to skip your 19 overlord because you're going to take a really quick third hatch, cannot die. So if you send it straight across, it's actually pretty dangerous, and because this is a really supply, like it's very dangerous to not take that 19 overlord. I'm going to scout for proxies first over by my third with my first overlord, just to be safe, because that's kind of the biggest threat. Missing that overlord is going to make it so I can't make as many lings and stuff like that. So scouting down here is going to see, do I need to take a faster pool or take more gas or whatnot. So that's the kind of opener of this build. I screwed up. I made an extra drone on accident because I was talking, but let's try to just get back into this, and let's just do this again. I'm just going to start from this replay because it's easier to do that way. 3, 2, 1.
Not enough. Good luck. Have fun.
There. Shift up to there. Over, out. Hit. Good luck, have fun.
You need more minerals.
Get an overlord
In my
out.
Day, we mined 8 minerals at a time.
Scout forward. Make sure there's no proxies, Barrett,
minerals.
bunkers, or anything behind my mineral line. Set my camera locations. Adjust the pop-out point of my hatchery. Check for where there are 2. Add 150 supply, take 150 minerals, take one down to the bottom. This is what we're gonna watch.
You need more minerals.
We're watching mineral patches to see. Okay, now we're gonna take
We need more
another
monies.
one of these.
Minerals.
17,
You need more minerals.
18.
In
All right,
my
now we're
day,
gonna check
we
our
mined 8 minerals
patches.
at a time.
No proxy, we're good. There it is. Okay, now we're all fine. Totally saturated on everything.
Not enough minerals. We need more monies. Minerals.
Boom. 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 Set our rally points down here. Keep making Ling. Keep making drones till 21. I'll show you what we're gonna do here. 21. One more. Now we're just watching to see if there's any crap on the map. I'm just holding down the drone key. So now we're at 21. Alright. So now, here we are. Now at 60 gas, I'm going to pull 2 off of gas to show what I'm going to do. 6 here. This one's going down to the natural. This one's going to the third. My pool just popped. Queen, queen, ling, ling. We're going down. Now, back over to here. Scouting to see if there's anything coming off the map. No problems. This drone is going to take the base right here at 27 supply.
We require more minerals.
Then immediately we're making an overlord. Overlord.
Not enough minerals.
He's going to the third. Now, I'm going to hotkey this. This is when the Reaper comes in. Make 1 drone, and then we're waiting for 100 gas.
Not enough Vespian gas.
Start ling speed.
You have
Get
not enough
a ling.
minerals.
Alright, now we need to wait for our queens to pop.
A new queen.
Pull it down. Creep tumor. 1, 2, 3. Up to 31.
We
Start
need more
another
monies.
queen. Start another queen.
We require more minerals.
Start an overlord.
You need more minerals. In my day.
Drone up to 36. 34,
enough
35. 36. Overlord is going to come next at 36. It's going to go out to here.
We require
36. Now we go inject, creep, creep. Move these queens down to the third. Drone up to 40.
Not enough minerals.
Start another queen.
You need more minerals. In my day, we mined 8 minerals at a time.
2 drones.
We need more. A new queen.
Inject. These 2 drones go back into gas. Now these guys are up. Now we're going to go ling. Send 1 ling out towards its third. Queen at the third. Overlord. Drone up to
Mine more
51.
minerals. You can't buy stuff on credit in this game.
Creep, creep. Set the hatchery location. There we go. Now we've got 6 lings. We're going to drone up to 44 workers.
A new queen has emerged.
This queen is going to go into our hotkey group of queens. We're going to start another queen. 44 workers now. Alright, so this is the first benchmark. I should have 44 workers and be at 57 supply by 4 minutes. I'm 13 seconds late on this. So, this is kind of like, I can do this perfectly if I've been practicing it, but this build is really difficult. There's a lot going on here. Let's take a quick moment,
GG.
go back at 4 minutes and see where I am right now.
A new.
So right here at 4 minutes, we've got 6 lings. We should have 44 workers. I think we might even have 43. So I just didn't make one of these larvae into a drone right now. I've got the minerals for it. I just haven't done it yet. So just a little bit slow, a little bit sloppy. But this is basically where I should be right at 4 minutes. Sorry. Again, a little bit sick. My apologies. Take a sip. But even if you're sick, you gotta keep practicing. So let's take a look. My queen has been hitting injects very well. You can tell that the queen is injecting well because she's injecting right now and she only has 1 energy. If you're injecting it and she's got like 16 energy, that means you're about 16 to 17 seconds late. So this means maybe I was 1 second late on that. This queen, 26, so she comes out with 25 energy. So she just popped. I'm going to inject again. And so this is where I should be right now. So in the bank, we've got 43 workers right now. In the pot, we've got 5 more workers coming out in 2 seconds, and a queen coming out soon with 6 lings. So what this is meant for is, at this point, I'm gonna go check to see when they're taking their third, and I would know if what their tech is. Hold on, I'm gonna blow my nose. Mute it really quick. So yeah, at this point I would know what tech they're doing, and I'm going to see if they're taking a third very quickly or not. And basically just have a little bit of ling around for Hellion run bys. I've got 3 queens, or 2 queens coming out right now. I've got three creep queens right now, and I should have a 4th here very soon. And the next minute I'm going to get some more. But this is the beginning of this opener. Let's continue on from here, and I'm going to show you basically what we're going to do at this point. So a lot of Terran shenanigans happen right about the 4:30 to 5-minute mark. 4:30 is going to be Hellion run bys of like 2 to 4, probably 4 Hellion run, 4 to 6 about 4:30, and then 5 minutes is when like a 2-1-1 or something can hit you. And I'll show you the kind of setup that I've got with this. But right now we've got one fully saturated base with minerals. We've got ling speed. We've got a second base fully saturated. We've got a third base that's starting to get saturated right now on 44 workers. So if I was to go and scout and see that he doesn't have like a second base or something like that, obviously I wouldn't get this far into this build, but I am still pretty safe. So let's continue on. Let's continue on from this spot, and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. This is kind of the part that I want to practice on a little bit today, from 4 minutes on, but here we go. So right here, 6 lings, queen. So I'm gonna make 6 lings, queen, overlord. Then I'm gonna make 2 more lings, or 4 more lings, 3 overlords. Oh no, here we go. Just queen overlord. So queen overlord right now. Get me up to 57. Queen, Overlord, 3 lings. Ah, there it is. Okay, so right here, we've got Queen, Overlord, 3 lings. Queen, Overlord, 3 lings. Which is going to put us at 6, 12, 24. It's a little bit high, but it's alright. Here we go. Ready? So, let's start the game. Got
Queen has emerged.
Queen,
Not enough minerals.
Overlord. Get that last drone in here. 1,
We require
2.
more minerals. A new queen has emerged.
3. And then I've got my 4 queens up here. Queen, Overlord. And now, here we go. Let's see where we are right now. Stop here. Let's rewind it back about 5 seconds because that's where I was kind of screwing around. Alright, let's see here. So we've got a total of, still have 44 lings, 5 queens, we've almost got 6 queens, so just 30 seconds, but we've got 6 more lings out right now. 16 lings. I want to get up to 20 lings. But yeah, I've got my 4 queens up front, and I've got basically almost a queen at each base. So these 4 queens now act as my defense with my lings. So this is a very defensive game. Creep spread is very important, which is why I go for the tumor first, but I'm not really floating a whole bunch of larvae. I'm about to spend all of this. If you watch until now, my larva is pretty much matching the amount of money that I have. For example, I have 8 larvae right now, and either a drone or a ling is 50 minerals, which means I can spend the equivalent of 400 minerals right now, and I have exactly 400 minerals. So this is why I did a Cero build, because his builds are perfect. I'm not executing it perfectly, but if you do, it's basically a perfect build. Like, he's thought of everything possible. And I was very worried the first time I played this about that 19 Overlord, skipping it, but it works. I have to inject here as well. I didn't notice I needed that inject. So these queens are basically here to start banking up energy. If they come in and start scanning and taking out your creep spread, you're meant to use these queens to get more creep spread. Or if they're coming into attack, you can use them to transfuse a little bit. I've got a couple transfuses on her. Almost got one on her. But yeah, creep I can just kind of drop willy-nilly as I like with these queens. So yeah, this is it. Let's get a little bit more. 16, 17, 18, 19. I need to make 2 more lings right now. I'll make some 3 overlords.
A new queen has emerged.
Inject, inject.
Need more energy.
There's 20 lings. Alright, so here we go. Now we've got
A new queen has emerged.
and we will quit and rewind.
GG.
Alright, so 5 minutes. Let's see where we are. So even after I drop all of these buildings here, I'm at 51 workers, 20 lings, 11 overlords, 7 queens. This is right where Sarah wants to be. I'm about 6 seconds slow, but this is pretty good for me. So one thing, I missed inject here. About to get another inject, and I have an inject here waiting for me as well. So triple injects right at 5 minutes. Now this is when the game kind of gets to a nice start. So the 5-minute mark is when some Terran meme is going to come into my base, and I've got 20 lings and 5 queens and 4 queens. Well, basically 7. I can pull everything together for 7 if they're doing some big hit. And basically right now you stay on 51 workers. You start Evolution Chamber, Baneling Nest right now, and I should have started my lair. You can start it here at 5 minutes. This is when Cyril starts it, but actually I can squeeze in a lair at 4:45, which means I can get my Hydralisk Den down at 6 minutes, which is what I really want to do. Start my Baneling speed and Hydralisk Den by 6 minutes. That's my personal preference for when I play Zerg. So I did a little bit of an adjustment on it just because this is how I like to play. And that's what this game is about. Not necessarily copying the best of the world, but doing a smart build, but also playing in a style that you enjoy. So this is where I am. So at this point, 51 workers, this is where I kind of have to understand, is he on a third base? If he's not taking a third base at this time, I need to just start massing out units. Like lots of Lingbane. Lots and lots and lots of Lingbane until my hatchery is finished, then go into Hydra Lingbane. But yeah, this is about as dangerous as you can go if they're doing a 2-base or something like that. And if they are doing a 2-base, you still have more workers than they do by a decent amount, and you just have to trade well and stay alive. So that comes from creep spread, being able to creep out on the map as far as you can, so they can't easily walk in, which is why I go creep tumor first. It's very dangerous to get this creep tumor out, but you have to do it with positioning and stuff like that. And I kind of like this challenge. This little Reaper micro game is a lot of fun. If I lose it, I lose it. If I get it, then it's a big advantage for me, and the Terran understands that I'm going for heavy creep spread. And I really like, this is how Sarah plays it. So the queens actually are very interesting. Let's go back and kind of just watch through how this build goes. So
Good luck. Have fun.
this is the basics of the build, so it's going to kind of replay a couple times here. But put it on times 2 since you just watched me play through it. I'm going to keep it on units so you can see where I'm thinking. And you can see how the larva spending is. I'm not going to float too many larvae at the beginning of this game. So 16 hatch, because I want this to finish a little bit earlier. Doing 17 hatch means it's going to start maybe 10-15 seconds later, and that's 10-15 seconds of not being able to spend larva. and 1 larva spawns every 11 seconds. So it's a whole nother larva that I'm gonna lose out on that if I don't go 16 hatch. And also it's just safe. They can't block it, stuff like that. I can do this against Protoss too, and it doesn't change anything. So 16, 18, 17. This guy's gonna go out to the. Then I start rallying down, go up to 21 workers. 60 gas, send 1 down to the main, send your second out to the third, take your third right at 27, immediately build an overlord. And then your lings come down. This is when the Reaper comes in. Immediately get out, creep tumor up, and watch how I move my lings in front of the tumor. Kind of defend it. I don't do it this game, but you should move your lings in front of the tumor to defend it. Start another queen ASAP up in the main. Grind up to 36. At 36, start an overlord. Then you have your creep tumor finishes, inject, walking down to your third. Just that took me about a day to clean to this level.
A new
Queen comes out. Now this queen is just an injection queen from now on. This queen will stay here and inject forever. So another queen starts here at 40, and then right here, when I'm at 44, or when I'm getting up to 44 workers, you grind up to 44 as soon as you can.
a new queen
Here we
has
are.
emerged.
Resume playing. So right here at 44 workers, this is where you start making lings. This is where you're going to start to make lings to get your defense up. Then you get about 20 lings. You'll see it in my supply group down here. These new queens that come out, they're going to inject the base once, and then they're going to join up with the creep queens up at the front. Separate your lings and queens so that they can't have Hellion run-bys anywhere.
A new queen has emerged.
20 lings is enough to deal with a lot of stuff, and yeah, they were trying to take the third. More and more. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is gonna hit. We're at 51 supply. Drop your 3 hatcheries. Your 3 hatcheries. I'm an idiot. Drop your Baneling Nest, Evolution Chamber. Start your layer up, and then you are off to the races into the rest of the game. Now, just for fun, I'm going to see if I can max out by 9 minutes. That's my next goal. So right now is when I have
Not enough energy.
set my spawn points to here. Make workers. Inject, creep spread, inject, creep spread, move my queens forward. Overlords.
Whoa, you need more energy, little guy.
Start my
Not enough visiting
upgrades.
gas.
Price controlled, only 5 gas per barrel.
Upgrades. Inject, inject, inject. Creep spread, creep spread, creep spread, creep spread. Fill up my gases, overlords. Fill up my gases. Take my 4th. Take one in the main. Get back up to 64 workers. Send everyone to the main.
Need more energy.
Baneling Nest. Hydra the Stent 615. Perfect. Creep. Inject. Inject overlords.
Engage the enemy.
Creep. Creep.
Unacceptable command.
Creep. Creep. Queens forward. Now we're at 66 workers. Inject, inject,
Not enough
inject.
energy.
Creep.
Not enough minerals. Need more energy.
Creep. Creep.
We must place that on creep.
Creep. Creep.
Unacceptable command.
Not enough energy.
Inject. Inject.
Mutation. Evolution complete. Whoa, you need more energy, little
Inject,
guy.
start +2, +2. Start that. Get that. 67 workers. Check all my bases. Make sure I've got my correct amount of hydras. 15.
Insufficient Vespene gas.
5 hydras in the main. So safety. Lings. Creep, creep. Creep. Creep.
We
Creep.
must place that on creep.
Shit. Come on.
Need
Inject.
more energy.
Inject.
We're running out of
Inject.
minerals back
Second
home.
upgrade. Oh. Lings. See if I can get this max out. 66 workers is all I need. 8:25.
Not
Still got a
enough
couple more
energy.
seconds. Inject. Inject. Creep. Creep. Creep.
Unacceptable
Creep.
command.
Creep.
Mineral field depleted.
Whoa, you need more energy. We're running out of minerals
Oh,
back
start the
home.
layer. Start the hive. That was late. It's not what I'm working on though. Queen's going down to the third. Queen's gonna inject everything into the third.
Need more energy.
9 minutes. Shit.
Not enough energy.
Didn't get it. Oops. Game closed out. My game closed out for a second. There we go. 9:11. There we go. Drop into the
We require
Banes.
more minerals.
Spend all my gas into Banes. Back
Evolution
up that
complete.
way. Creep, 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 creep. Inject, 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 inject. Attack move. Control for drops.
Whoa, you need more energy, little guy.
Get infestors in. Oops.
Mutation complete. So creative.
Our forces
Not
are under
enough
attack.
energy.
Almost there. Yeah, I started my hive a little bit late.
Your forces
Boom.
are taking damage.
Boom.
We must place that on creep.
Drone up to
Wow,
70.
you're capped out. Time to make some
Five.
room.
Creep. I always lose my creep spread when I'm doing this. This is one thing that's really bad.
Unacceptable command.
This is going to be something I have to work at. My injects also fall off
Need
right
more
then.
energy.
Alright, there it is. So, I maxed out by about 9:30. Let's see how far after 9 minutes I maxed out. 208, 186, 186, 193. Boom. Alright, let's see which queens. Alright. I didn't make infestors this time. I should have. That's how I spend my gas. I make 4 infestors, which is enough to drop. I don't have any unspent larva right now, so it's hard to. So that's good. I don't have any unspent larva right now, which is really nice. I'm very happy about that, actually. No unspent larva, and at 9 minutes with all of these hatcheries, so have not missed an inject on her right now. She is okay. She is getting close. They have all injected this. I should have brought these queens over earlier to inject here, which would have given me more larvae. I don't think I got supply block too much. I'll be taking, now that I'm maxed out, I'll be taking base 5 and base 6 soon. I will be dropping Ultralisk and stuff. Oh, this was a problem. My lair finished too late, so I couldn't start my next upgrades. But by 9:11, I'm 11 seconds off from max out. So not the worst. But yeah, if we look at my composition, I always have the same composition right now with this if I'm playing bio. And I'm just practicing with this composition right now. And if I need to adjust it later, I can adjust it later. But I forgot to make infestors. I usually have 4 infestors, 20 hydralisks, 7 queens, 66 workers, and all of the rest goes into lings. Then I don't make banelings unless I need to attack or unless they are pushing in. So every time you make banelings, what happens is your tech or your upgrades or other units slow down, hydras or something like that. So you'll see here that I've got a group of 15 hydras. This is my main attack army. And then I've got 5 hydras that are always up in my main base because Terran love to do a weird little liberator or drop or something like that back in the main. I've got my 4 creep queens that are always by my new base in case they want to do a run by or something like that. And this is kind of just my anchor. And what I do with the queens, once my creep spread starts getting out into the map like this, I bring my queens home and just have them dump their injects into a hatchery. And then I want them to move back out. And again, anytime I lose a creep tumor, I come back out and I replace it. But you can see where my creep was really good, where these patches are very close to each other, here and here. So if you look, the tumors get progressively farther apart. So this was a good tumor. These were really good. I could get very close, but then they slowly get farther and farther, and that's because I'm waiting too long to spread that creep forward. But yeah, this is my build. This is what I'm working on, so hopefully you enjoyed it. I've been playing a lot of games where just it's silence and I'm going over it, but now you'll kind of see what I've been thinking about and why this is kind of a difficult build. But if you like it, I'll leave the build in the comments below, and hopefully you can check it out and try it out yourself. And if you could play this build better than I can, please leave a comment below and tell me some tips. If you're Cyril, please leave a comment and let me know what I could do to improve. But thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.